One of the great newer updates to Google Drive is the ability for you to connect third-party apps to your Google Drive. Right now we're looking at the new Google Drive, so it's kind of the new look and all of that stuff, but the ability to add third-party apps came before the new look. So even if people are using the classic look, they can still connect third-party apps to Drive. In the classic look, you would go to the red Create button. In the new look, we're going to the red New button. Either way, click on either Create or New. And then in the new version here, you'll see that the core apps are listed at the bottom. These are the ones that are most widely used. These are the ones that are native to Google Drive, Docs, Sheets, and Slides. And if you click on More, you'll see Forms and Drawings as well. But underneath here are a whole bunch of additional apps that I've added that I will use for different kinds of projects, depending upon what it is that I need it to do. GeoGebra, for example, is a math software. All of these, of course, are online because they're in Drive. Lucidchart is a great place to go for creating flowcharts or diagrams and those kinds of things. HelloSign is great if you have a PDF or something that you need to sign and send to someone and you want to put an electronic signature on there. MindMeister is like a brainstorming app, great for that. Pixlr Editor is another one that I use. It's kind of like poor man's Photoshop. It's a place where you can edit, create, and enhance images and things like that. Powtoon is a very fun alternative to just boring old PowerPoints or Google presentations because it has a little bit of a video and animated aspect to it. Fun project. And then like WeVideo is a great place to go if you want a pretty comprehensive movie making suite online. So you don't have to have some expensive movie making software installed on your computer anymore because you can do some basic kinds of videos and let's see, you can edit and create and all those things in WeVideo. So these are just some of the ones that I've added, but down at the bottom you'll notice the Connect More Apps button. So we'll just click on there and it will bring us to this Connect Apps to Drive kind of menu. And these are just, some of the apps that are available. And notice that you can break it down by subject. So I'm looking specifically for education kinds of things that might be helpful. You can see any ones that have the green check mark are ones that I already have installed. And if something looks interesting, I can kind of hover over it and it'll give me just a little tiny overview. If I click on it, it will open and give me a better explanation. I also take a look always at the ratings that people have given it, how many people are actually using this app. I like that, and reviews underneath here. So if something looks good, you can go ahead and hit connect. And it now is connected, and it tells me it was connected to my Google Drive. And it's in here, it's called undefined. And I'm going to show you where you can disconnect things in just a moment here. So when they're undefined, they basically are things that kind of run in the background. They're not things that you can create in Google Drive. So now when I go to New and I go to More, that particular one won't show up in here because it's just one kind of one that works in the background. But these other ones are actually files that I can create in Google Drive. Now you're probably wondering, why wouldn't you just go to the Pixlr Editor website and create an account and then make your images there? The advantages to having it connect to my Google Drive are there's a few of them. One of them is that anything that I create from this Pixlr Editor that's connected in my drive will be saved in my Google Drive. So I always know where it is. I can access it. And like any other file in Google Drive, it can be shared with people. Some of these apps also let you have multiple editors. Every app acts differently because they're created by third-party vendors, right? So let's say that I want to create something new in Pixlr Editor. I'm just going to open it up. And I have some options here. I can create a new image. I can open one and edit it from my computer, and etc. I'm just going to open image from computer, and I'm going to search for this prowler paw here. Let's say that I found this prowler paw, but I want to make it blue instead of black. So I can use this magic wand tool here to select a black area. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to change the color of this. Let's make sure that we pick a nice blue and hit OK. And then I'm going to click the bucket and I'm going to fill it in with blue. Now I can go back to the magic wand and I can fill it in with blue. Back to the magic wand, fill it in with blue, etc., etc., right? So I'm changing this guy to blue instead of black. All right, now that I'm done, I'm going to save this. I'm going to call it Blue Paw. I'm going to hit OK, and it's going to hopefully save it to my Google Drive, right? It did, because it said Google Drive there. Now when I go back to Drive, my folders are all listed on top. So I'm actually going to search for BluePaw, and we'll see what happens here. There it is. And when I double click it, it will actually, it kind of previews it, but I can open it again in Pixlr Editor. So that's, how we would actually go about accessing the image. The nice thing about this is that now that it's selected, I have the opportunity to share it with people just like I can any other file in Google Drive. So it's not only saved in here, but it's also shareable in here. So that's the advantage of connecting apps. So make sure that you check out the apps that are available in the App Store, sort of, and choose things that are going to work for you, and give some a try. After you've explored a bunch of apps, you're going to find that you probably might want to get rid of some that don't either work the way that you want them to, or that you don't see yourself using. They do tend to slow things down when you connect a whole lot of apps, so you're going to want to clean it up and only keep the ones that you like. To get rid of apps or disconnect them from your Google Drive, you're going to go over to the gear icon and click on it, and click on Settings, and then Manage Apps. And you can just scroll down to the ones that you want to get rid of. And I'll go down here and get rid of some of these that are called undefined. And under options, you can either view the product page. If you're not sure which one this is exactly, I can view the product page. And yeah, I can get rid of that one. So I'm actually going to go back here and disconnect from Drive. And I can hit disconnect, and it's done. So that's how you kind of want to clean things up and make sure that you disconnect the apps that you're no longer using.